Welcome back to County Connection. For this next segment, we're going to be talking about Summit County's 2019 summer road projects. And here to shed light on the topic is our Road and Bridge Director, Robert Jacobs. Welcome, Robert.
Thanks, Julie.
So, Robert, the 2018-2019 winter was pretty harsh on our roads in Summit County. And so we have our road and bridge crews out doing maintenance all over the place to fix potholes and all kinds of road damage. But in addition to that seasonal maintenance work that's going on, we also have a whole slate of larger road projects where we have improvements going on throughout the community. And so let's see, let's start today's discussion with one of those bigger projects, one that's already underway. The realignment of Peak One Drive, which is between the County Commons and St. Anthony Summit Medical Center. So what's that project all about?
It's part of the implementation of the County Commons Master Plan. The County Commons being the kind of the campus of a lot of the administrative offices for the county, the Frisco Library, and then our fleet maintenance building and our road and bridge shop, CDOT also, State Patrol have facilities in there. The fire and EMS department has a new facility in there as well. That's all kind of the lower portion of the Commons campus. And then the upper part, of course, is the medical office building and the hospital.
Right. And so this road connects the two.
And the road that has always connected the two has been windy, steep, and a little bit of a challenge primarily for buses. But it's a little bit of a strained alignment. And then it sat, for whatever reason, was built right where the new sand storage building is going to go. So in order to make room for a new sand storage building for the Road and Bridge Department that we share with CDOT, that road is being one of the major curves is really being taken out of it. It's being straightened out a good bit. The grade is being changed to try to make it a little bit more even. Hopefully it'll be an easier road to navigate for the buses. And then, of course, it'll make room for the sand storage building. Construction is underway. That road's been closed for over a month now. I don't remember the exact date that it closed, but and construction continues. They've got a significant retaining wall to build, and then the new road to build, and then the building itself for the new sand storage building.
Great. And then that will also create some more room, not this summer, but a future year for a new transit operations building. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
So the transit department, as I understand it, is seeking funding sources for that building right now.
Okay, great.
So at least for the design of it at the moment.
Right. And then when do we expect the realignment project to be complete?
I don't have a specific schedule on that one. The road construction should be done by the end of this year. I'm not sure if they're still planning on having the sand storage building done. I don't believe we'll be using that this fall or this coming winter.
Okay.
But I don't know that you want to quote me on that.
Okay, I won't. I can't speak for all the fine folks at home, though.
I understand.
All right. So, Robert, we also have some work taking place this summer on Boreas Pass Road, right?
Yes. So for the past 2 years, we've done sections of Boreas Pass Road. So we'll be continuing that project, just reconstructing, not quite from the top, but moving our way down. This year, we'll pick up where we left off last year and be coming down to the intersection with Baldy. And that's really one of the worst condition sections of that road. So
okay, so this would be a great improvement.
It should make the biggest difference of any of the last few segments that we've built. Yep.
Okay, great. And then also on the kind of southern end of the county, we are partnering with the town of Breckenridge on Fairview, is it Drive? Fairview Boulevard.
Yeah.
So tell us about that smaller project.
Yeah, so the town of Breckenridge actually has an enormous project, which is building the new water treatment plant. And that work started last year on the building itself and the raw water intake, which is down at Swan Mountain Road, where it crosses over the Blue River.
Right.
And then this year, They've started construction with the water line that feeds their tank, and also a replacement of the water main, which has had issues with failures, at pretty much every winter. So, as far as I can remember, anyhow, probably since it was built. So that water line is going in this year, which requires them to tear up the majority of the road. They'll be paving back the portion that they tear up, and then we've got some interest as well. And we'll be seeing to the road being completed, that entirety of Fairview Boulevard will be repaved once that project's complete.
All right. And then this year we're also completing the Summit Cove Loop project, so the final phase of a project where we've improved the pedestrian and bicycle travel through Summit Cove, through kind of the main arteries in Summit Cove. And so what is this final project of the Summit Cove, or this final phase of the Summit Cove Loop project?
Just as you described it, we started in 2015 with the very first phase, which was the portion, it was Summit Boulevard at the time, which, Summit Drive, Summit Boulevard's Frisco. Summit Drive in the Cove, phase one was through the portion that had the most driveways, the most residential portion of the road itself.
Yep.
And then the following year we did a couple of side roads, and then 2017 we did the section in front of the elementary school. And then last year we did the section from Whispering Pines Ranch over the causeway by Royal Coachman there. And so this year, the final year, is going to be from where we left off last year, just to the north of the causeway, all the way out to Swan Mountain Road. It'll include some culvert repairs, replacement, some drainage improvements, a new intersection, properly constructed intersection with sunlight, climax in that portion of the neighborhood, and then a bike path connection in the shoulder of Swan Mountain Road, from the Cove neighborhood to the bike path in front of Buck Ridge.
Okay.
Plus about.
And then, so that'll be exciting to finish off that project, which has taken several years, as you mentioned. And then, speaking of Swan Mountain Road, we have a slurry seal project scheduled for.
It's actually complete already.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
my goodness. I should drive over Swan Mountain Road more often.
Yep, that one was supposed to be scheduled for just yesterday and today, but the contractor had an opening, so they got it done last week.
Okay.
And that was warranty work because of some damage that happened to the chip seal that they installed last year.
Okay. And let's see, have we hit all the, so we have seen some damage on Heaney Road lately. So what's going on up there?
That's where we've spent, I'd say, if not a majority, a very significant amount of time in the earlier part of what summer we've had, of course, with the late winter, wet spring. We got a kind of a late start on everything, and we've seen some geologic activity starting back up there. As most people know, Heaney's a geologically active area to begin with.
And when you say geologic activity, like earthquake?
Not landslides.
Oh, landslides.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of the Heaney area is geologically unstable. It just has this kind of tendency to slide down on a bedrock plane underground, without getting too detailed about it.
Yeah, please don't.
There's we've seen actually a portion of the road fall off, a good 6 feet of a lane dropped about 2 feet or so. So we've been trying to keep the road open and cone traffic off from that unsafe, unstable area, and then finally got to a point where this week we took action to try to at least correct that, fix it for hopefully a couple of years. And that was work we've done in-house. So rebuild that road, stabilize it, and kind of restore it on its alignment. and hopefully that holds up, long enough for us to get a long-term fix designed and then built.
All right.
We've also seen landslides coming off the hillside into the road this year, just saturated wet soils sliding, off the hillside down in blocking lanes of the road. We've been out there cleaning that up. It's been a busy year in Heaney.
Yeah. All right. Well, best of luck with that work. All right. And Robert, I know that you have a lot of this information about these projects on the Road and Bridge section of the Summit County website. And then people can also give your office a call if they're looking for more information. Is that right?
That's correct.
And what's that number?
668-3590.
All right.
970 Lake All Summit County.
Okay. Well, thanks for all the hard work that you and your crew's doing out there this summer. I know you're working pretty hard and fast, given that summer's only been about 4 weeks this year.
I've only got about 4 weeks left.
All right.
Thanks, Julie. Appreciate the opportunity to give an update.
All right.
Take care.
We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a new service being offered by the Colorado Department of Transportation.